Welcome to the Sonic Podcast. I'm Sonic.
And I'm Tails!
And I'm Sam Speed in the chat on the call. Go.
And I'm not normally here.
Can I try? In my plane, that crash, oh god!
As I burn, it explodes.
Tails, watch out. Ah.
Thanks, Sonic! Although I wish you told me before I died!
Welcome to the podcast! My name's Chris!
And I'm the police. Hey, whoa, hey, whoa, you're arrested.
Oh no.
I'm the cop.
Perfect Knuckles impression, bravo.
Okay, welcome to the TheMidnightFrogs Podcast. I'm Thorn. That was Yoshi and Travis and Olivia.
Travis!
Hi.
Me!
Hi.
Hello, everybody.
So, let's get started with a few updates. I updated the website with all of the scripts that we've written so far, like SFA, Jetters, Tamers, and all of the one-shots. And yes, that it does include Sanic. I also put links to the script writing sessions, the recordings, and that also includes the Sanic script writing. I encourage everyone to listen to those. It's 3 hours of me and Yoshi losing our minds, and it's amazing.
Really didn't take you guys long to write that script at all.
Oh. I think, 2 hours tops. Because we had some good stuff in there, but we just kind of kept topping it.
My next Meet the Frogs interviews that I have lined up are Yoshi, Verhias, and Jacob. I'm not going to be interviewing Brandy or Tempe right now because they haven't been involved in much quite yet. Yoshi, I'm cool with going ahead and interviewing you if you want to do that pretty soon.
Yeah, sure. I'm up for that.
And Verhias and Jacob, if you guys hear this, go ahead and let me know anytime you'd like to set your interview for. We can do those pretty much anytime. Some updates for the Straw Hat. No, one's involving Patreon. Travis's headset has been ordered and sent.
Woohoo!
And I actually had an idea in mind for one of the streams that we could do. I mentioned it to him, doing a Dark Souls thing.
Basically, me not knowing how to play the game and someone telling me how to play it. And since he's telling me indirectly how much I'm going to fuck up. Which would be glorious to watch.
It's because you played it before and you hated it.
Because it was more like because I picked the wrong character and I had a hard time with the controls, so even after the first boss, like, fuck this game.
It'll never catch on.
Yeah, no one will get this.
I also got Yoshi his capture card, but we've been having some problems with that.
Yeah, if I could explain for a little bit. So Thorn sent me his capture card, and in the midst of all of that, I had an electrical problem in my house where, I don't know what the neighbors did, but the electricity in my house would only work sometimes, and specifically for my computers, for all the computers in the house, when you would turn it on, it would just turn off for no reason. And in the midst of that and installing the new capture card, which I had problems installing, it fit in the computer just fine, but the installation CD and everything, it would just crash the computer. And I tried getting the files off of the website, but that crashed the computer too, and eventually my hard drive just locked up. And I ended up losing everything on my computer, and which sucks because I lost my sound effects and my everything that I've been working on for 3 years and stuff. But I managed to get a program that I recommend everybody to use if you ever lose your stuff when it's not your fault. It's called RStudio, and with that I was able to get a lot of my stuff back. Some of the files are corrupted, but I can get them back again, so that's okay. I'm willing to try the capture card again, because I don't really think that a capture card would have crippled my computer that badly. Because during the electrical problem, I had several disk checks happen because I was trying to work, because, college, and the shit would just turn off, and it was oh shit, we gotta check your thing. And at one point, it turned off in the middle of a disk check, and I thought that would be the end, but no. And at one point, when I was backing it up, when I realized that, okay, this is just not gonna work, I was backing it up, and it crashed while I was backing up. And then it wouldn't turn on again. And the only thing it managed to get was my music that I could have easily gotten back.
Back it up.
Back it up. but
Back
yeah,
it.
that ended up sucking. But I got a lot of my stuff back. Some scripts are gone forever, but that's whatever. I have the recordings. I'll just write while I listen, I guess. So,
So basically, an easy way to describe is that when you put it in, it raced your computer and went, "Wow, I guess this is happening today."
pretty much. But I really hope that the capture card like wasn't the killer. I don't believe that, but I'm willing to try it again. But before I try it again, just in case it is, I'm gonna back everything up again, which I'm still kind of doing at the same time. I'm trying to write, but at the same time getting my stuff back. So I'm gonna try the capture card again, and I hope it does work because I do want to get back into Let's Playing. I have a few ideas.
I really hope it wasn't a capture card because I'm gonna feel like a huge asshole.
I wasn't really upset about that. I was just upset that I was like, oh my god, people donated for this and it doesn't work. Shit, what do I do?
Since you mentioned it, go ahead and mention your Let's Play idea.
Oh yeah. Before Thorne sent me the capture card, we were discussed. I was telling him like, oh, since I won't be having I'm not gonna have a Wii U for a while. Which, by the way, I have a Wii U now because I bought it. But before I had the Wii U, before I had the Wii U, I was just like, oh, it would be cool if I were just to do a game I was playing. Because through the whole month or so, I was just playing this game nonstop, and I just remembered how much fun it was and how awesome it is. So I thought my idea would be like, how about I do a Let's Play of Punch-Out Wii, and where I'll just beat everybody up in the first round. But of course, I can't really do that because then I can't really show off the boxers. So what I'm gonna do for that Let's Play is I'm just gonna kind of just spend the first round just showing off what they could do, which is kind of dumb because the first boxer doesn't do anything. Like, he's just standing there and he'll occasionally punch you. And so I guess I'll just bop him while I try to have a conversation with him, I guess. And then, because after every round, then your coach, Doc Lewis, will, like, give you some advice. And so, like, I kind of want every round to be like, okay, first round I show off what the boxer does, then I beat, and, I do a punch every now and then. Then we hear what Doc has to say, and half the time it's not even advice. And the second round I just wail on them. And like
I want chocolate.
Sometimes he doesn't even give you any advice though. It's just like, hey Mac, you should do a punch. So yeah, I really want to do Punch Out because it sounds like fun, and I can beat every boxer in the first round. That'll be fun. I really want to do it. We were discussing about the capture card, like how we needed these HD cables for the Wii, but since I have a Wii U now, can I just use those and just put Punch Out in there? Like, would it produce the same result?
If you use the HD cables, yeah, the HDMI.
Because it comes with HDMI on that.
The only deal with HDMIs is when I record footage from them, it tends to work the computer a little harder.
Well, what I can do is I can try to use the Wii U HDMI cable, because it did come with them. Mom, sit in me, whip. Mom, okay.
It's time to dance.
Damn it, Mom. Okay. She comes in here, gives me coffee, leaves the door open for no reason. Okay. So, yes, Punch Out. I'm gonna test out the Wii U HDMI cable. And I also got the Wii U bundle that comes with Wind Waker HD. So, I'm gonna play through that game and I'm taking Wind Waker back.
Yep.
Because I did say in a podcast that if I got Wind Waker HD, I would do it again. And now that I do, I'm doing it again.
We expected you would get it like in May or June, though.
Yeah. Yeah, the reason why I was able to, Yoshi, of all people, afford something was because I got a financial aid check. And it came with a lot more money than I was expecting. Because, like, the last few times I was like, 500, 700. I got one, like, the day Anime Boston was over, I think. And in the middle of that, like, my computer just gave up with the hard drive and all that. So I'm just like, whatever, it's not going to make me happy. $2,236. And I've never had that much amount of money in my life ever. So we opened an account, and I went to the mall and got my Wii U, and yeah.
Didn't the person at the bank suggest you apply there?
Yeah, when I was there, when I went to open a bank account, when I was putting in my information, they're like, okay, type your username and your password. And I did it like really fast, and she's like, wow, you type fast. Hey, you should apply here. And I'm like, is that all I had to do? Just fucking write? It's like all the time.
Hey, you have money. We share that interest.
Speaking of interest in your card. But like the thing is, like, I've been job searching forever. I've been walking outside my town because I can't drive. I've been walking to like friggin' far ass places, and I just go to one of the closest banks in the fucking world for me. Hey, you should apply here. Oh, okay. That was easy. So yeah, I'm gonna apply to that place soon.
Along with Wind Waker HD, I did also buy Yoshi Pikmin 3. We get to force him to do that as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna do Pikmin 3. I'm finally gonna finish the Pikmin trilogy. Although I don't count the first one. You never watched the first Let's Play, but the second one's fine.
Yeah, second one's great.
Yeah.
And going back to Wind Waker HD, I did suggest to him, since he intends to do the Let's Play using the New Game Plus, that maybe if we can get some good streaming going, he could live stream his first semi-blind playthrough of Wind Waker HD.
I could do that maybe. I still haven't started. I still haven't taken the Wii U out of the box yet, actually. Still have it in mint condition. And it actually came with like an online copy of Hyrule Historia, which is worthless to me because I have a physical copy literally right next to me right now as I speak. So I guess I don't know. I can give that to somebody if they want it. Although I don't know if I can give it away, or it's just gonna be like in the Wii. I'll have to look at it. But yeah, I really do want to get back into Let's Playing. I'll probably do Punch-Out first because I could probably do that game in like 6-7 videos, with every video being a circuit, just a few number of boxers, and then like I'll show extra stuff. Then I'll probably do Wind Waker, and Pikmin 3 would probably be the last one. Or I'll flip it around since Wind Waker seems like the longest one.
Probably, yeah.
That'll give me a chance to play the game too. So.
I look forward to him.
So yeah, I'm finally getting back into the hang of this. Now I just hope the capture card works. If the capture card works, then it's official.
Yay!
Also, I bought Travis a copy of Metal Gear Solid HD Collection, and in Boston, Olivia got herself a copy. So if Yoshi were to get a copy soon, we could also potentially do a 4-player co-op Let's Play of Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. The HD version is on the PS3, and it's so much better than the PSP version.
I need to play through it so I'm not completely atrocious. I haven't played a single Metal Gear Solid game, but I'm going to.
I'll guide you through it.
Yay! Thank you.
Oh, I'm just looking at the channels, and Travis, guess what? They're showing Space Jam on the hub.
I would respond if it was being blurred by a bunch of loud commercials, but awesome.
Were they about Space Jam?
Now it's like, Weir's looking at your past history. You like Space Jam. Here's the trailer for Space Jam. Again. But yeah, awesome. The only one I haven't played out of the set from that, I think, is a Peace Walker, but I played 1, 2, 3, and 4, and one I do want to try to pick up because I'm pretty good at is Rising, and see how that goes.
I just need to set the Wi-Fi on my PS3.
Peace Walker should be pretty fun. Not all of the missions are 4-player co-op. Most of them are like just 2, but some pretty fun ones are 4-player. I think we, since I can probably capture most of the footage all right, and I know Travis can capture some pretty good footage.
Yep.
If we could set something up pretty well, we could probably get a good multiple camera thing, or at least multiple people doing different missions with different co-op partners. Could probably get something interesting happening.
It'll be an adventure. That'll be sure.
Let's watch Yoshi get mauled by a bear. Okay, let's see what Travis doing.
He's the bear, okay.
The camera switches, same frame and everything. It just has your name at the top. That's the only difference. Bing!
Okay, there we go.
Yoshi, what's the status on that Ask Deep Dash Season 1 video you're going to put together?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked, because that's actually what I'm going to put together for the 2-year celebration of Ask Deep Dash and Crazy Twilight. Ask Deep Dash and Crazy Twilight is going to hit 2 years on April 22nd. And so what I'm planning to do for that, besides the celebration image that Tempe's drawing, is I'm going to take the entire first season and put it into one video like you did for Gyrodoro. So, did you hear that in the background?
Yes.
Okay, I have family over. They came at the worst fucking time. Sorry.
It's ambiance.
And I can't do nothing. Like, I wasn't expecting it. It's my uncle and his wife and daughter. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna take all of the first season of Deep Dash and Crazy Twilight, but I'm not just gonna compile all of them in one video. I am, but I'm actually gonna do remakes of the first few sets because I by this point I listened to them and I'm like, I could do so much better. This is so it just does not match the blog like how it is now. Like, it's pretty clear that when I first started it, it was just like, ah, fucking blog, stupid, whatever. And not only that, but like that was before I knew about noise removal and shit. And like for the first few they were like that, but I actually, thankfully, I'm not retarded sometimes. So for a lot of the episodes, I actually did manage to remove the background noise and like do some audio leveling. So sets 7 through I think 14 sound much better now. I had Tempe test it out, and he was like, "Oh wow, it does sound a lot different." But the first, let's see, well, 6 already had a remake in the first one too. But I'm gonna remake 1 through 5 because I just think I could do it just be way better for the audience to enjoy, and I'd really have better jokes now. And I actually came up with something that made me laugh really hard. So yeah, I'm gonna compile that. There's probably gonna be you're gonna notice audio quality and stuff. I'm gonna make notes in the video. Like, okay, if you notice why she sounds bored here is because she was supposed to be an originally bored character who did everything, kind of. So, stuff like that. So that'll be on its 2-year celebration. So, yeah, look forward to that. And if you've never heard the blog, well, then I hope you give it a shot. I know it's about horses, but you've never seen my horses.
If you haven't listened, shame on you. It's wonderful.
It's special. That's for sure.
It's amazing.
Best description ever.
Which ones have you revoiced? Because I'm posting one before.
I revoiced the first one and the 6th one with Shadow. The revoiced one is still fine, but I still want to do like a complete overhaul. But yeah, that's coming out on his birthday. I have to do a lot of work because I did lose some of the scripts, so I have to rewrite. Well, since I'm remaking the first few anyway, I have to rewrite the scripts. I have to get some of my sound effects back for editing. But it's gonna be a pretty long video because it's gonna be sets 1 through 19, and that includes the side things like the Just Ask Deep Dashes and the Flight School Diaries because those are canon. But I'll probably have like redubs for a few of those too because they're a little old. But still, I'm guessing it'll probably be like a 2-hour video tops. So let's see if you can last that long, audience.
It's like a feature film.
Yeah, I mean, Girodoro was like 12 episodes, and it was like an hour and 7 minutes long. I read a comment. Somebody was like, "Oh yeah, I sat through the whole thing," and I'm like, "Can you last 2 hours?" And they're probably gonna be like, "No."
And they're like, "No,
No. Why?
Horrible parents.
We were.
They got better.
Character development. Well, that character development plus she was kind of more of an asshole when I started.
We don't forget they exist anymore.
Some things I'll never get rid of, like Enrique the Stump. He's too beautiful. I can't get rid of him.
Enrique.
I'd love to talk about the upcoming episode, but I still need to write it.
Is Enrique in it?
Yeah, all I'm gonna say is that it's gonna take place in court.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be somewhat of a Phoenix Wright parody, but not. And we're gonna get a new character. And
so
Enrique is like one of the witnesses, even though he's a stump with a scarf and a hat and a sombrero.
he's a snitch."
And like Rarity's the judge, and it's just gonna be a mess.
I'm so excited.
But I'm starting the script for that, but I'm actually focusing more on the 1-year video, the 2-year video. So I'm gonna focus more on the video first before I really focus on the new episode. And that'll be fine because then I could like maybe get some new viewers or something. Get some new interest because I'm gonna replace because I have a list of all the episodes. But I'm probably just going to replace that list and just make it shorter by just putting the video like, oh, season 1 video, and then the rest of the episodes under that.
So in brief description, listen to it.
Please!
Listen.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Sergeant Frog Abridged, episode 20.
Yep. Yep, there's that thing.
That was fun. I edited that and put it together before Anime Boston, so
It was a good episode for that kind of intro, because, I mean, it's been a while since we've written anything for it, and it was, the initial idea was to come up, at least the beginning part, to be kind of an intro to the characters, just in case they used it as an episode to watch at Anime Boston, so even people that haven't seen this, or even, like, just say if you, for some reason, inexplicably, you started at episode 20, well, you got a slight intro to the characters. Yeah, which is weird. But they did. There's a little bit of intro to the characters at this point. Kind of a refresher.
Yeah, that episode beginning and the beginner's guide to SFA, I put those together both in case of a panel at AB, but also because we are always getting new viewers, and they don't always start at episode 1. I try to put anywhere that I can, like the channel description, anywhere. You need to start at episode 1 and watch all the way through the whole series, or you're going to miss everything. But if anything, the beginner's guide will at least kind of give you a primer.
Just how wacky it is.
The wackiest.
That beginning with Shirara was also to kind of show the differences between him and the Garu platoon. Mainly that the Garu platoon didn't know shit, but he does. He's actually been studying them for a while. He's been there for years. We haven't seen him, but apparently Fuyuki hit him with a bike, so he knows some shit.
Fuyuki, of course, doesn't remember because he looked like a tree.
And he loves riding bikes into trees.
Ladies. It was just a good brief start to show, like, hey, these are all the characters. I mean, we haven't introduced much of the henchmen, but this is Sorara and how stupid ass he is.
He is such a dumbass. I had a lot of fun writing that beginning.
He looks so ridiculous too.
He really does.
Well, all the characters do.
To be fair, you can tell that they were fan made because whoever made them had no concept of design at all.
From an artist's perspective, I think.
I feel like they drew Shirara like in crayon, because, like, let's give him a sword arm, yeah. I can't draw hands.
The colors just seem so dissonant with each other, and it just looks like they just drew it on paper and said, that's good enough.
Well, I imagine these are children, so I don't really...
With whatever pencil crayons they had at the time.
They didn't know how to read anyway. So.
Some of them don't look too bad. Like, the ghost is kind of cool. And the wooden puppet thing, which is creepy.
Yeah, that one looked...
At least it's creepy.
Yeah.
Everyone else is kind of stupid. Like, oh, the snowman. Holy shit.
Putata!
What the fuck is that on his head? That's always bothered me. Like, what is that supposed to be? A helmet?
A lightning rod. I really enjoyed writing that because it was the first time in a long time that I actually contributed good dialogue. A lot of the stupid shit Shirara said came from me.
A lot of the literal stuff was just the, I'm the leader here, not my ass.
Sputnik McBreath tablet.
Yep. Specky McCreamcorn was also you. I was Billy Bob Jim Shorts. And I think
I kind of figured, but
It's Susan the Leper.
Susan the Leper. I think I was Grumpy McScarface.
Yeah.
Because he started laughing at Breath Tablet, and the more I kept on thinking, like, why the fuck Breath Tablet?
It doesn't make sense in SFA. For Sergeant Frog, it kind of does.
It sort of does.
The Lesbo fight.
I don't know why. Maybe just. I think it's because I initially came up with the idea that they were going to have a pyro scene that they couldn't do anymore because they burned people they kidnapped, which is really stupid. But we couldn't think of people that they might kidnap, so we're like, what are characters that we know but are not really regulars, so it's okay to kill them? The Lesbos, okay.
Travis had 2 ideas before them, but they were all Verhias, and he's Mecha Kid anyway.
Yep.
Like a George Albert and the director.
Them just having a conversation, same point. Ow, this hurts. I know, it really hurts. It really hurts a lot.
Yeah, fun going with the Lesbos. We haven't seen them in a while.
Let's just writing that stupid argument dialogue while they're on fire. We're on fire, the truth comes out! That line sold me to that concept.
Haven't seen them in a while. Now they're dead.
I hadn't done the voice in a while too, but I just managed to get back into it.
Having you two argue in falsettos is pretty funny.
We made another shot at DeVry.
You guys really fucking hate that place.
Well, it's just a bullshit academy. Every commercial is like, look at this high education at DeVry. It's like anyone can call and get a DeVry degree. But plus, I wrote that whole line where just like he signed DeVry's master degree program when he dropped out when it was not real. It's just a stupid concept. How do you even sign up in the first place if it never existed?
DeVry, we have classrooms. A stage light falls.
They just get on a green screen. Look how big this classroom is. Now it's a volcano.
You see like a guy walking by those. So it's just like a floating head.
Yeah. He's wearing a green shirt, so it's just floating head walking. God damn it, Rick.
Okay. So what the fuck is Putata?
Well, I think it started as really a character that was rapping and going like, hey, 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 in the video. So I had this idea that it was like, I'm Putata, I'm here to say, I'm here. But that didn't work, so thank God. I started writing the character more with these ridiculous, kind of rhymey lines that wasn't quite rap. So it became that ridiculous, oh God, I wrote so much of Putata's lines. Really go big or go paint a home and bullshit like that. And it was just the stupidest stuff I could think of, and I kept on writing just paragraphs of it. So there's a lot of stuff we didn't use. Plus, I just find this was kind of before Sonic, and I find his Sonic voice hilarious. So that he kind of had that sort of ridiculous voice going on, probably even turned up even more.
It's half Sanic, half Davis. Which, not that there's a difference, but you know.
All headache.
100% headache. Which is why the characters were getting him while he was talking, but just some of the lines they're writing, and like I like how the more I was writing it, the darker I was getting with it.
Yeah, I need to remember to put another one of those "Did you catch it?" things just for Putata.
Yep.
One you guys didn't hear because it was kind of covered up by Caro, as he says, "It's like a party in my mouth, but it's not consensual."
Listen, I don't know. I cracked myself up with just the most wrong line of my uncle touched my dick in the 3rd grade. Not cool.
Travis is awful.
I know. That's what was perfect about it. And even like, I remember even Thorne was just like, "Are we okay to put this?" And I was like, "It's up to you, man."
Also, you had a joke like that too. That you weren't sure about putting in.
Because it might have been too wrong.
Okay, I had a similar joke like that in a Flutter Repairs.
Oh yes, I still want you to use it. I think it's incredible.
Okay, I won't talk about it then because I think I'll probably use the next one.
It's very very wrong, but it's really good.
And of all characters to give it to. Okay.
But yeah, also just the name. Yoshi pointed out in a previous podcast, I think, puta.
Yeah.
We're not letting that go.
That's a Spanish word for whore and slut. So mind you, here's me, 15-year-old me, watching Sergeant Frog, and the character's named Putatas. I'm like, no, what's his name? Putatas, what's he get? Oh, shit, really, that's what you went with? Yeah.
Plus, it's just a good intro for him. We're just like, puto pendejo, and he's just like, is someone say putata?
Like, wow. Like, I'm pretty sure that poor little Japanese kid didn't know.
I can say from a behind-the-scenes aspect, this particular episode was very hard to... It was like squeezing water from a rock. It got to the point where there was so much popping up kanji on the screen that I was just like, you know what, let's just make that a part of the plot. So the aspect of trying to introduce a character very suddenly with the clips that were available, I think we did pretty good.
Yeah, I had to do more layering. The kind of stuff that I have to do in Jetters to cover up the subtitles. More of that than I've ever had to do in SFA, just to cover up the kanji.
Yeah, the thing is, even then, some of it still showed up in the episode, just because we couldn't help it.
Yeah, it's not nearly as obtrusive as it is in the original. Like, I half wonder if that was actually supposed to be funny, or if they had literally nothing, and that's all I could put in. One thing I noticed and I really enjoyed about this and the last episode is how Karo's ego is getting more and more thrown back at him. Like, when Putata is a plagiarist! He makes these little Karo heads that start insulting Karo. And I'm liking how the series is kind of, it built up Karo as an asshole, and now we're just having fun letting him realize it.
Well, sometimes when you completely destroy the conscience of someone, they rebuild, and he's just rebuilding himself in his own image here, so.
Spider Janitor?
Spider Janitor.
Had to fit it in somewhere. Spider Janitor's so spiderly.
It's like you come up with these retarded mascots that just show up in all of our things. Fucking mop, Spider Janitor.
A lot of it just comes from us having conversations and coming up with these stories. And Mop, I still love Mop. Mop was just a character to give another character confidence that happens to be in a storage closet where she's like, oh god, oh god, oh god. I remember this scene. It was just like, Mop says, you need more confidence.
Everybody just died because it came right out of nowhere. Like, oh, here's a talking Mop in the broom closet. What the fuck?
Plus, also, and Spider Janitor just really came from, what are those stories called again?
We were doing Mad Libs.
Yeah, we're doing Mad Libs.
Mad Libs, and we're just like, give a name for a character. I was just like, Spider Janitor. I think it was because we were playing Cards Against Humanity, and every card that involved spiders and stuff was cracking me up that day for some reason.
And then the Mad Lib before the Spider Janitor one of the fills was a burning orphanage of spider orphans. Yep. So we just kept going.
The point where every line was just like spider web. In a spider web.
That was the best part when I was reading it. It was like, I forgot the line, but it was like, the Spider Janitor said spiderly.
And Bluzz is just like, as he walked away, she wrapped her arm around his thorax.
It worked too well. It was like
my favorite line is like a Spider Janitor. Why the hell would you do that?
It was magnificent.
So it had character plus. Best way to describe something, the puppet guy looks like a spider, so he's a Spider Janitor. Okay.
If you guys want, I can edit that recording and put it up on the archive channel.
It's pretty fantastic.
Yes, please.
It's still super... Like, why is it a janitor? Why?
To give whimsical advice to school children.
I know.
He's just high-fiving all the kids while they're like, hey, kids, how you doing? Spider.
Unless he's holding Mop.
The 6-foot-tall tarantula.
With one of those, like, spider... Like janitor jumpers that fits on a spider body.
Oh, where's the drawing I did?
Just high-fiving all the kids while they walk in. He's just like, hey, how you doing, Jimmy?
Every time a kid shakes their hand, she's covered in webs. Like, ew.
Oh, God.
There is fan art.
Yep.
It's funny, we kind of made it canon by mentioning it later in an LP where it's just like, yeah, we mentioned it, we can use it now.
I need to draw more fan art. I've been so behind.
I know, how dare you?
I think you draw more than enough, Olivia.
Everything I've drawn recently just looks awful or wrong, so I've just been throwing it all out, so I need to get working.
No need to overwork yourself, babe.
It's not overworking myself.
I like also in this episode that they're playing with a lot of concepts of Tama being pregnant. How we're like, she's getting moodier. She's not taking anyone's shit, and she's being super sarcastic. And she's eating a shit ton of food.
I like how Shirara, who's been spying on them, hasn't realized she's a girl. He used
Idiot.
male pronouns. True.
We think it's a self-destruct.
To be fair, the people closest to her didn't realize.
Well, they're idiots.
Everybody's an idiot in SMA.
Yep.
I think this is like what? Natsumi, Haki, Kululu.
Yeah.
Kulu just doesn't care.
Like, Hiroro and Doro aren't really dumb. They're just whatever.
Hiroro is pretty dumb.
Not as dumb as everyone else, but he's...
I had fun killing off the new Shirara Corps members.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be a constant, but...
Well, they don't come back after the Shurara arc, if you could even call it that.
Well, like, I remember in the original episode, like, Sabra was, like, spray painting to find the original one, and then the puppet guy just kind of runs away. But I like the idea of Sabra just inexplicably having powers.
I just like the joke killed me where he drew the stairs on the paper and he threw it on the ground and nothing happened. I thought it would have been like fantastic that it didn't actually work anyway, and then like it would just cut to them under like they just got there.
See, I was considering that actually, just sitting there smiling. Well, we're fucked, and then just cuts to the next scene.
Yeah, that's what was gonna happen when the stairs came.
Lee's scream when Mecha K caught on fire killed me. Spray paint sets him on fire somehow.
One of the funniest things to me that I think only I got to see was one of the preview clips in where Saburo was spraying
his body was like
the ceiling. It was spraying the ceiling, and like it says it was a preview clip, like some things aren't finalized. So Saburo was kind of like twitching and pointing in both directions while he was spraying.
Yeah,
and for a second I thought that was like part of like oh, that's Saburo, just leave him alone. Like, but then I realized, oh, it's an editing thing.
Yeah, I forgot to cut him out of the layer.
I kind of wanted you to keep that, but I didn't tell you. It just looked funnier to me.
I almost did forget it when I was looking for the video again. And it did look kind of funny, but it's not appropriate for this series quite. Yeah, when we were watching the video, after being annoyed to death by Putata, the whole thing, we got to the end and his brush runs out of ink. I was like, it'd be great if he just got shot in the head right there and that was it. Video ends. It's done. Like, we got to it. Like, let's stick it to it. We're killing him off.
Plus, it's just, Guerrero's just like, here's one shot. That's actually good. There you go. I did it for all of us.
Good for the rest of the year.
Yep.
I actually thought it was interesting because after he gets shot, I noticed like the chalk outline kind of looked like a little blood spout, I guess. Like it looked like it was just like part of his head.
His drawing ended up being like some dumbass like vacuum thing. It's like there's no way this will be good. So we're just
and like when the gunshot happened, I thought it was like, oh, it kind of looks like it resembles like blood, sort of like just popping out of his skull. But
see, I had an idea to just make it even more graphic, like a giant blood splatter behind him.
Right in line with SFA.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Gets darker every season.
Really does. Well, I don't think it's quite as dark as season 2, but it's dark.
The season's young.
Yes. Got at least 4, maybe 5 more episodes just with the Shirara core. Speaking of darkness, and this is where it stops being funny, I'm sorry, but I put at the end of the episode, rest in peace to our friend Mr. Failgame. What had happened with him was he had actually died in September of 2013. It was right in between the episodes. I hadn't really mentioned it much, like I'd put on Twitter and things, and I'd wanted to do a better mention and eulogy, but I never really found the right place for it. So that's why I put it at the end there. If you're curious what had happened, I mentioned a couple places he had troubles with alcohol, and it had damaged his liver beyond the point that even after he had given up alcohol, he had caught pneumonia and his body couldn't fight it off. Eventually, it finally took him. You also know he voiced Saburo very briefly at the end of episode 18, and I would have kind of been up to him voicing Saburo a little more permanently, but since he's gone, we're going to keep Saburo mute. But I'm actually kind of glad, just as kind of like a little tribute to him, even though it was a little accidental, that Saburo ended up actually being useful and contributed to the comedy of this episode. I thought that was a little unintentionally sweet. So, goodbye to Mr. Failgame. He was a really good guy. He wasn't a close friend of mine, but I did consider him a friend, and there are people who are even closer to him out there who deserve more condolences. Back to stupid and wacky. Sanic.
Yeah, Sonic.
We're good at that. We're pretty good at that.
What a segue.
Okay, so Sanic, our April Fools 2014 video. If you heard the Sonic podcast or the Sonic and My Little Pony crossover fanfic reading that we did on Yoshi's channel, you know the joke. You get the joke.
Or if you just listen to Sonic with any Jason Griffith voice on it, You get the joke.
The funny thing is, like, I did not base Sonic at all of Jason Griffith in the slightest, actually. I actually based it on the one that everybody loves, Ryan Drummond. And here's the thing. In Sonic Adventure 1, it was pretty clear that all of the actors, like, it must have been their first role or something, because the voice acting in that game was pretty shit. But, like the infamous Knuckles, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. Every time you hit him in the fucking boss fight. And, like, Ryan's voice wasn't bad, but it was just kind of goofy. Like, there was a little something to it that, if you listened to any of his dialogue, he'd always have, like, a little, like, in it. I guess we have to go here. Oh no, Tails is gonna crash. Like in the first, he got better in the second game in Sonic Heroes, but in the first, like, Sonic Adventure, it was just, like, super silly to me.
I don't think it was so much their first time voice acting. I think this just tends to be a thing with Japanese games being dubbed in English. There's this discrepancy with the material that they're given, the director, the need to match up with lip flaps that aren't going to match up with good dialogue anyway. I think it was mostly problems outside of their control. If anything, thank fuck Ryan was actually into it.
Yeah, I challenge anybody to just there's a video on YouTube that has all of Sonic's dialogue, and it's like a 10-minute video of all of the dialogue from Sonic Adventure. Just listen to it. See how long you can last.
Sometimes, and you mentioned the whole dubbing aspect of it, is that the Japanese, when they do voice acting, they love to play with the inflections of certain characters. Like, they let it constantly run through, and it's a rather dramatic inflection. Difference when you go to American inflections, tend to be more subtle with it. Not so much with the Sonic character. Because everything sounds like that. It's kind of like how they did Solid Snake, how everything sounds like that. It's such a ridiculous concept in English, because no one talks like that. That when you have a character, hey, I'm Sonic. Hey, how's it going? It's the dumbest thing on the planet. Plus the fact that I think added to the effect of reading that fan fiction, how terribly it was written in the punctuation and that, and you guys just playing with it and just going like, what? This won't stop me. Stuff like that was just hilarious, so we had to do something with it.
Like I already like mentioned it in the Sonic podcast, but it just happened because we were just talking. I think like Sonic Adventure 2 was on Steam now, so if your dreams finally came true, there you go, I guess. But
it's not a good game, goddammit.
It's awful.
I used to love it as a kid, and then I grew up, okay?
We tried to Let's Play it, and we couldn't finish it.
That seems to be a running theme with your childhood games.
It really is.
The part that still me has that voice is that, there they go again. Wait a minute, I'm falling.
Like the thing is, he only has one inflection, is the joke.
Yeah.
And that he's lame, that's it. But, like, you'd think it'd be, like, a really simple concept, but it's actually been one of the funniest fucking things we've come up with. And it was just mainly just me responding to, like, something Boat said, because we were just fucking around in a group call. And we were like, oh, what if he was on a game show? Like, what would the answer be? And he just went, Sonic! And so that just it spiraled into this. So, and then we did that Sonic MLP crossover, which we still haven't finished, actually, but...
When are we gonna get back to that, damn it?
I don't know. I'd love to. I'd love to do it anytime. But so yeah. So when Thorn came up to me and he was like, "So what are we gonna do for April Fool's Day this year?" I thought about it for a while. I think we've only done maybe like an actual abridged thing, not counting other people's wedding video abridged, which was still hilarious. But, which I actually listened to. It's still pretty good to this day. Yep. But I noticed like we haven't actually done an actual abridged thing. Like yeah, we put abridged, but they're like not really abridged for the other times.
Paper abridged.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, let's mix it up. And then I thought, and I'm like, well, let's see, what can we do? Sonic. That was like such an easy response. Like it only took 3 seconds.
Done. Gonna happen.
It's just the thing with April Fools. I just want to abridge something stupid. Just do something stupid that people don't normally do. Just as a change-up. I think we celebrate April Fools more than any other holiday on this channel.
Yeah, more than Christmas.
Oh yeah, I actually did suggest to Yoshi that we do other people's wedding videos abridged episode 2, but he was like, no, it's just going to be the same thing. So when I uploaded Sanic to YouTube, I called it that. Surprisingly, not many people were disappointed.
Well, I just like to think if I get married, that's actually gonna be playing at my wedding. So
That'll be what I say. Be my speech.
it's static, and all my family members are confused. Like, what the fuck is this? And I'm just like, oh man, my best day of my life.
Sam. He's another inside joke.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's all needs to be said.
Sam. Okay, so we were watching the episode, having a great time. We were dying the whole time. And so I remember, like, as soon as Sam comes up, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember him. He was kind of a dick. Like, that's all I remembered. Like, hey, I'm all about fast and I drive. I forgot his name. I said, oh, his name is Sam Speedster, I think. And so I looked it up after we finished. And then it turns out I was wrong. His name's not Sam Speedster, which sounds like a name. His name is Sam Speed, which is even lazier. And I looked at his information on the wiki, and like, okay, this is Sam. This is his character. Sam Speed.
Spring into Sam Speed.
He's part of the Speed team, likes speed, skills, driving skills. That was literally listed. Skills, driving skills.
And speed.
And his most notable achievements were like, he eventually becomes like the chauffeur for the president, which is a terrible person to give it to. And he's the uncle to Chris Thorndike. His description is just like, oh, he loves speed. He's really all about being fast. This is the laziest character I've seen in a long-ass time. If you want an example of how not to do a character, just look at Sam.
How's being related to Chris an achievement?
I don't know. But he's also part of the speed team. And like I read in the description, like after Sonic goes back to his world, he retires from fucking his own job.
I'll never drive again.
He just gives up. Like, oh, Sonic, he says, oh, there's no more competition. I guess I should retire my career.
I guess I'll just walk now.
Now that I got legs.
Hey guys, what should we name our team? Speed.
You keep saying that, so no.
I'm still gonna
Then
call
eventually
it.
they just land on it. Like, all right, it's fucking Speed team.
We don't have any other good ideas, whatever.
We had better ideas, but Sam wouldn't shut the fuck up.
What should it say on our shirt? Don't say it, Sam. Don't.
I like how he's the leader, but they're like, no, you don't get to say anything. It's like he's a human Sonic, but worse.
Is it really, though?
Well,
Sam has more of a personality, I think.
not by much.
Not by much, but still.
His personality is kind of speed douche.
Like, the second I saw him, like, okay, he has to sound douchey. His face just says it all.
Just the way he turns.
And I'm like, Travis would be perfect for this, and I was totally right.
Yes. Voice is it's based on the Zora voice in Dora's Mask Let's Play.
Yeah. I'm cool, man.
Well, plus there's one line where we didn't think it, like, I guess he didn't think it was going to go like that, where I was like, well, good, because I can do that. And he's like, oh, shit, I didn't hear that one. Plus, me doing Chariots of Fire as a complete douche was always fun.
That was my favorite part of the whole bit. Like, when Sam did Chariots of Fire, I had to stop the video because I was laughing so hard. It just sounds so... And then like, that killed me. Like, it was the douchiest thing I've heard in my life.
I love playing characters like that. They're so outside of being me that when I play them, they just sound so ridiculous to me, so it's always fun.
It just got to the point where we just played him up so much where it's like, oh, he's so, okay, if they're gonna freaking make him all about speed, let's make it that he's just obsessed with the car. He uses his feet with his car.
The part that kept on cracking me up, and I think I kept on playing the preview video in front of Thorn, was the part where he started driving.
I purposefully used your worst takes.
On everything.
Even Chris later.
like the Chris line was like it started as kind of a normal voice, and then it's like, wow, you can talk is the last one. He's like, I'm using that one.
The first thing I said to Thor when he showed me the clip, I'm like, oh my god, Chris's voice. That's just like it.
Plus, I just start ad-libbing, like, I think you're just the coolest Sonic!
The second one.
There's actually another one because as soon as I said that, they're like, Sonic! I'm like, Sonic! Chris!
Oh, that reminds me, another thing I'm going to upload to the archive channel is Yoshi and I's recording. We actually recorded all of our lines at the same time in just one continuous file. And I'm going to put them together and upload the whole thing.
Yeah, it was the first time we actually did both of our lines at the same time live.
I need to upload Travis's as well. There's a lot of stuff there that I didn't use.
Are you okay, Yoshi?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm still trying to get over a cough, so like when I it just makes my throat worse.
The funny thing is, like, when I was doing Sam Speed's lines, they were actually longer than they were in the episode at first. Like, I was drawing them out so long, we're just like, I can use my car.
It's funny how you say that, because when I was writing, I had a joke where he did keep going, but like the episode would just cut him off, like it would just cut back to Sonic or something.
It sort of did that though.
But like when he was going with my hands in my car, that I drive, it was supposed to keep going, but we shortened.
Where did Sprechen to Sam Speed come from?
I pulled that one out of my ass. Really, it was just because when I see her German, I was just Sprechen to Sam Speed. So I was like, what would be douchier than someone who acts like they know a language?
Actually, one of the funny thing was that when we first finished the script and we were doing a read through, we noticed that we forgot to add a word to Sam's line. So when his first line is, "Did someone say drive?" Like we forgot to put say, so it just came out as, "Did someone drive?"
Which is, I did take of that. It just for some reason it worked out better when I said say. I don't know. Well, plus every time I had to draw it out, I made it more throaty. So it was like, to drive.
I noticed that the last one.
You dad.
My dad.
Oh, shit.
The funny thing is when I listened to it, was like, it has to be Travis. So I'm like, uh-oh.
I think that's all for Sam.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's all I can say about
Tails?
Oh, Tails.
You guys, when you listen to the behind-the-scenes things, they were cracking themselves up with Tails. Oh, hi, Amy!
Yeah, at first it kind of seemed like Tails was going to be like the breakout character before Sam came in. I don't know why, it just kind of happened. 'Cause I think the joke, I think I said that, well, like, okay, our version of Sonic is, like, unlikable to the characters that Dr. Eggman doesn't even want anything to do with him. Like, in here, Dr. Eggman's actually a nice guy. And he's actually a doctor, and that's why Cream was in the little spear thing. Like, he put her in there because she has a disease and she doesn't want anyone else to catch it. So he's curing her. But Sonic's trying to save her because he's Sonic, and that's what he does. But
he saves people from jail who have actually gone in there for legitimate crimes.
And so, I said, okay, Tails has to be his only friend. But the only way that could happen is if he's just as bad as Sonic or worse. And I don't even know where his ridiculous voice came from. I just started talking.
Yeah.
And it just ended up being Tails.
I realized right at the end of script writing, like after we had finished maybe the last or second to the last line of the whole thing, your Tails sounds like Scratch from Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. All he's missing is the laugh.
Like, I wasn't really sure about that because I never actually saw that cartoon ever when I was a kid, but I knew who he was talking about.
Oh, I used to watch that cartoon frequently as a kid.
I'll be right back.
Can I eat some chili dogs?
I just played him up as really goofy, and he was just like, "Oh, Sonic, I'm your best friend. Here I come."
Well, Well, you guys also had fun. We're just like, look at that explosion, still coming. Oh, it's so slow.
This is a really slow explosion.
They're not moving though.
Still going. like they could run at any moment, and he's. Jeez.
Still can't comprehend this.
I'm trying to process this. It's just so out of control.
Buffering. Whoa.
Loading. It's still not here.
Okay, back.
Still blind though.
I do like the fact that Knuckles only talks in oh no's or O's and no's.
Oh no. Oh.
Oh no.
You guys know that joke. We've mentioned it.
Yeah, we just Knuckles Sonic.
And I don't think we could have come up with anything for him to actually say anyway.
Well, okay, in the first episode, only him and Amy show up for 5 seconds total. I remember we had a joke for Rouge, but we ended up cutting her out because she's just there. She's just on the roof, I'm spying on you, and then the thing explodes, and then she goes away.
I think it's better without her. She just doesn't matter.
Yeah, she just doesn't really matter. I don't think even episodes centered around her in the show matter.
What was the joke? Oh yeah, it would just show her up top. She would think something, and then there would just be this blast of horns that drowns her out.
Yeah, because I don't know if it was in the original, but I remember the 4Kids version. Every time she would talk, you'd hear a saxophone or something. And so we just said, I think Thornton he said, "Oh, we just play a kazoo or something."
I still think a recorder is still one of the funniest ones to get every because they always sound out of tune.
And it would interrupt her, and she would be the only one who heard it. Well, I guess. Well, I guess she just goes back, right?
Bruce's theme on the recorder.
Oh yeah, I think Thornton said this is Bruce's theme.
Oh yeah.
I like all the songs you guys came up with in Sonic's voice.
He has the only one inflection.
Yep. Well, that's a song.
I think I had the idea for the Jewish chair dance song, but he would be like,
The can is better for that.
and I like that one.
You as all of the cops.
Okay, I don't know how that happened. I just ended up being all the humans.
I would like to say I'm a shit.
I was the trucker guy and all of the cops.
And all the races except for Sam.
Yeah, and I was every human, actually, except for Sam.
Sam and Chris.
And Chris. And, I just think it's funny because, all the cops sounded exactly like Rainbow.
Yeah.
And that voice, and she's already a fast character. And all the cops sound like her, and they're trying to stop Sonic, who's also a fast character.
I just like it because usually, in SFA or something, you voice the main character and usually not much else. And I'm doing 80% of the supporting cast, and in this case, it's the opposite.
I've come a long way. Now I can actually do voices.
And you still only do the one. And Charles.
Well, you told me to do, because I wanted to differentiate the cops and the speed team, but you said, no, just do one voice. And I'm like, all right.
It's funnier. It's not a serious abridging. I was lazy as shit when editing this.
Yeah, I actually talked to him at one point, because when Sam introduces himself and the two cars whiz by, I was like, when there's supposed to be sound effects there, and he's like, fuck it, I'm sick and I don't care. And I just thought that ended up being funnier that these two cars just slow, they zoom past Sam, but they don't make any noise. It's just, my name is Sam. And I just thought that was funny.
Someone in the chat suggested something involving us doing the OVA. The thing is, we really cannot do another episode of Sanic ever.
He's dead now.
Well, we kind of realized that we were having way too much fun with it. And
it's a slippery slope.
Yeah, it's just that we blew our load with Sanic. We really can't make lightning strike twice for this. We can do it once, we can have our fun, we can just do something stupid, but if we do it again, it's just going to be the same thing again.
Yeah. If you want more Sonic, I suggest like the fanfic readings. That's
Yes.
One more
yes.
Sonics, just watch the episode again. Done.
We're not gonna put that joke to rest, but we're probably never gonna do an abridged video for Sonic ever. I remember you sent me a call for Flutter repairs, and it was Sonic.
Yeah. You need to use that in the next one.
I sent him a call too.
Yeah, I think that happened before my hard drive lockup, so I think you guys may need to send it to me again.
That's all right.
Nah.
Okay, when Flutter Repairs started, I sent him like 7 calls on the first day.
There was like 8 of them.
And then Yoshi comes to tell you, dude, I'm almost out of calls. Like, really? I sent you a shitload. What happened?
I used them all. She does her job well. What can I say?
She's efficient.
Oh, she is fucking not.
She's not happy about it, but still.
I think that's it for Sanic. You guys have anything to add?
Code was really cute as cream. That's about it.
Code did a good Cream and Amy. And Jacob did a pretty good Eggman.
Yeah, Jacob did a really good Eggman. I wasn't expecting that. That probably surprised me the most.
That was Jacob?
Yeah.
What the hell? Why is that funny?
And we have the podcast name. The title for this one. Jacob, what the hell?
I couldn't tell it was him. It sounds nothing like him.
That's the point of being a voice actor, babe.
Oh my god.
Oh, sorry.
You're adorable.
No,
That was the best reaction to a voice I've heard in a while.
What the hell?
What the hell?
well,
You didn't do that at Boston.
You almost sounded upset. Like, why didn't anyone tell me?
how dare you, Jacob?
Jacob, you didn't demonstrate for me at Boston? What the hell?
Do Eggman.
You did a good job, Jacob. I'm very impressed.
Okay, that's it for Sanic.
Uh,
I can't actually say Sonic anymore, god damn it.
I can, because that's me, Sonny.
It's Sonic.
Sanic.
I remember before, like a few months ago, I made like a Sonic joke post on Tumblr, and that caught on. Like a lot of people liked it. I gotta reblog the April Fools video, though. They probably like that more.
Oh yeah, that reminds me of something that made me feel kind of sad while we were writing this. I realized that the most people who would get the jokes in Sanic were Sonic fans.
Well, I thought that like the video was so ridiculous, and you just kind of got a gist of all the characters by watching it. Like Sam, like you see Sam in the first 2 seconds, you automatically know douche.
You're welcome.
Let's go for a drive in
Do
the
that.
car.
I can do that.
I just one last quick thing. I just like how in the original episode he has a portable steering wheel with him that he just plugs into the car.
That is a thing in race cars, I think.
I know, but I just like the idea that he just has it with him everywhere, and he tries to plug it into things that don't actually work.
Plus, I just feel like at points where it's just like, oh, my cat's stuck in a tree. Drive? No, Sam. This doesn't require driving. Oh.
Or he plugs it into things that it shouldn't work, and it actually does.
Like he's sitting like at a coffee shop, and he plugs it into the table, and he drives the table away somehow.
He drives away, but he tries to go through a door, and it hits it and just stops.
You see like the smoke on like the little table like coming.
Table shatters.
A bank robbery is occurring. He puts it against the bank, and suddenly every robber's in handcuffs. He's like, what?
I thought you said he was gonna drive the building.
Drive the building into a jail cell. Ain't going anyway.
That's even funnier because he's supposed to be a cop.
Please, I want to see a picture of a cop buddy cop movie where it's Wei Shin and Sam Speed.
Oh, okay, Travis, I'll do it. I'll do it
Yay!
for you. He sticks the wheel into criminals and drives them into their own cells while riding on their shoulders.
Like Way's doing all the cool stuff. He's shooting everybody, and Sam's just driving, all calm.
He's not running on top of the criminal. His feet are just dragging on the ground behind the criminal. You're under arrest. My legs hurt.
Wei rides on top of the car that Sam drives, and that's how they get around town in their buddy cop movie.
Oh no, Sam's driving the car. You just see Wei Shin flying behind the car as they drive.
With his arms waving.
Yeah, I'm just waving the whole time.
Like a kite.
Yeah.
Title of the movie: Speed Cop.
Holy hell.
We've grown a fascination with police officers.
Well, especially ones that completely or inexplicably actually cops. Like, Wei Shin has no business being a cop. Neither does Sam Speed.
They really are like okay, we have an Asian guy and a guy who's really into driving cars. It just sounds like a crappy setup from the 80s or something. Speed Cop and Cop.
And Cop is allowed to get away with everything. And can fly.
Speed Cop and totally undercover cop.
Kung Fu Speedster.
His badge says undercover cop because he realized that completely gives it away.
Wait, then for Smash Bros. 4.
Yep.
Sam's badge just says speed on it. See, this is why I love parodies, because you can take something so simple and make it beautiful.
Okay. Finally, that's it for Sanic.
Oh my god.
Moving on to some tales from Boston 2014.
I'm finally relevant!
Yeah.
Yeah, but I spent the weekend in Boston with Olivia, and our friends Jacob and Chess were there. Bryce was there for the literal weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Well, Chess was there for a bit.
Oh yeah,
She was hanging out. Yeah.
She was there sporadically. I was meeting Olivia at the airport. We were going to have to stay there overnight because that was the only good schedule that Olivia's flight could get. And like I was just going to stay there so you wouldn't have to sleep there overnight on your own because that's not fun at all. I'm at the airport. I'm waiting on Olivia. She's arriving 10, 20 minutes before I get there, and I'm waiting outside her gate. She's going to be wearing these bright green jeans. So I just need to look for her. I just need to look for the green jeans.
I'm hard to miss.
She's pretty hard to miss. And like a bunch of people have gone by. I figured she'd be out by now. I'm like, where is she? She texts me, where do I go?
To the airport.
I don't see. I just follow all the people, babe.
I think it was that my flight got in a different. It was the same. It was a Terminal C, but it was the wrong Terminal C for the wrong airline or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm waiting. Eventually, I catch the green jeans. See her, she's walking past her.
Bright green jeans and bright blue coat.
Yeah, you're hard to miss. But apparently I am.
I'm sorry.
So I'm standing right there, like leaning against the wall. She's looking down at her phone. She looks up, walks right past me, and down the escalator. I clear my throat. She still doesn't hear me. So I have to. I text her like, "Turn around, you goof."
I'm
She's
sorry.
down on the ground. Eventually, she sees me and she has to run up the stairs.
Hauling my suitcase up each step.
She's just like, well, I guess he's not here. Going back to Canada.
Yeah. Just like he's standing there. So, God damn it.
Thorn's not invisible. I'm oblivious. And then we hugged, and then it was fine.
And then it was fine.
Except we almost got detained.
We almost got arrested.
Oh. Okay.
So I lead her down to the skyline where I had stayed there in 2012. I slept on a bench. We just find a bench, park it. We're just about to get comfortable and try to sleep when this security guard walks up, starts talking to a guy who was on a bench nearby. The other guy gets up and starts walking away, and it occurs to me the policies must have changed. So the guy comes up, says, "Are you guys waiting on a flight?" We say no. He says, "All right, go to Terminal E, go down to the bottom. There's this glass room. Just stay in there because another guard's going to come through here, and if you don't have a ticket, we're getting locked up."
The fuck?
Yeah.
And this guy was not there in 2012.
The fucking airport.
We would have been detained.
It's retarded. Get the fuck out of here.
And he lied. There was no glass room. So we just slept in chairs.
Yeah, we just went to Terminal E, and nobody was around anyway. There were other people sleeping, so clearly nobody gave a shit. So we just parked it there and stayed there.
Must have been the new guy.
So we just watched movies and slept.
Yep.
Tried to sleep.
Tried to sleep.
Airport sleep's not fun.
Eventually, the morning came. I say eventually because it took forever for me. You slept just fine.
Yeah, it seemed to take longer. It seemed forever. It seemed to take forever for Jacob to get there.
Yeah.
That might be what it was.
If you want me to be honest, when I read that nearly getting arrested, I was about to ask, what did Jacob do?
No.
But yeah, I do sleep like the dead, so I slept better than Austin did.
We waited for Jacob. Eventually, he showed up, and he was pretty much exactly as I was expecting. He's a huge dork. He has an interesting walk. He has a very unique face.
God damn it, Jacob. I want to meet Jacob so bad. I have no idea.
It was so great. He kind of looks like Austin from behind.
He does look like me from behind, except his hair's shorter.
Just a bit.
So what if you both got there at the same time, and then Libby's like, "Sorry, hi, Olivia." Oh God, it's Jacob.
I love how that's what his voice is. Hi there.
Well, I cannot for the life of me make my voice as deep as Jacob. I'm older than him too, by 3 whole years, and I can't do it.
Jacob's just himself. He is him.
He's an anomaly.
Yeah.
He's a Jacob.
So we get his stuff. We go into town. We're just having fun talking. We hang out at the food court for a little while before going to our respective hotels because the check-in time is like hours after the Silver Line that we take ends. We get to our hotel. Olivia and I, we just kind of crash for a while because we haven't had any actual good sleep.
Yeah, we just collapsed pretty much.
Up until
Yeah.
we start having the usual boyfriend-girlfriend fun. And the only reason that I actually bring this up is because it's hilarious. So, yeah, Olivia and I, we had sex, and true to our personalities and relationship, this is how it goes. First, she kicks me in the head.
I'm sorry, hon.
and then I repeatedly knock her head into the backboard.
Oh God, you guys.
I'm surprised we didn't get noise complaints.
Yeah, we didn't. We weren't loud during that. There was a lot of squeaking, but with like later on, Jacob and Chess came over, and we were super fucking loud. But nobody complained. I think they're just used to this on Anime Boston Weekend. But yeah, that's our first time could only have gone like that. We're such a weird, goofy couple. Of course, the first time for each other.
Laughing all the way.
Laughing all the way. It was great.
To someone who's never done it before, the first time you do it is always going to be the most awkward thing ever.
It wasn't even that awkward. We were legit laughing because it was so ridiculous.
Well, at least that's what I was about to say, is at least you guys laughed it off.
I still can't believe I kicked you in the head. I'm sorry.
And the best part is, we were late for dinner because of it.
Yeah.
I am very proud of myself. I can last a long ass time, but then, oh shit, what time is it? And Jess had like messaged me a half hour earlier. When you guys are gonna get here? I need to know what to tell the hostess. I'm like, super sorry, epic sidetrack.
And yeah, when we finally met up, I was like, "We're late, but we have a good reason that I can't tell you." And she just started laughing.
Yeah, she seemed real. Like she had this expression like, "Oh my god!" when we finally told her we had sex.
She got so excited when she found out. It was odd.
Yeah,
She had the biggest
Jess
smile.
Is a giant shipper. Are you crazy?
It's the biggest smile on her face.
like later on in the night, she mentioned that she was thinking, if they don't have sex in Boston, I'm gonna be so pissed. Like, god damn it.
Yeah, she told me that. Like you guys are like boyfriend girlfriend. I'm like, they're probably gonna fuck in Boston, right? She's like, I know.
That was a great night.
Well,
that night was wacky.
If that was your first time, then my first time is gonna involve an explosion somehow.
God, I should have kicked that gas main.
Oh, Ashley, I'm sorry I punched you square in the boob. I kind of did it on purpose.
I was trying to give you a high five.
With my fist.
I already told you about mine where I did it in a car, and it was, and it was a coupe. It was a small coupe, and I'm 6'6" and not on the skinny side of 6'6". So, like me, like every time I get a move, I'm like cramp. My foot was like behind my head. There's a point where I had to turn around, so I opened the door, swung my legs out, pulled them back in, and closed the door.
The first time you told that story, I thought the car was in motion while it was happening.
No. Sam Speed is driving in the front. 0 to 16. What are you guys doing back there?
God, I have to carry the torch then. I have to have really awkward sex. And I can truly be part of the strut.
Oh, Jesus.
As I said, trust me, everyone has a strange first-time story. Mine was meant more of the capacity, like, never again in a small car. Still funny to remember,
It was wonderful and ridiculous.
It's wonderful and ridiculous,
Wonderful.
exactly.
Yeah. If I had to pick two.
And I have it on good authority that I'm quite good. So there's that. So we had dinner with Chess and Jacob. We went to the Cheesecake Factory, and the food was delicious. And the waitress was really cute. And we basically started shipping Chess and the waitress. Her name was Alexis.
We really did.
Like, the whole time Chess was wondering if Alexis was into girls.
Yeah, she's like, oh, she's wonderful. Because she was just so upbeat. She was a really nice waitress. And Chester's like, oh, I love her already. And we were trying to convince her to leave her number and say, hey, you're cute. And we gave her a pen, and then there was a pen that came with the bill, but she didn't. And we were all disappointed, including Chess.
And she will spend the rest of her life wondering, what if?
What if?
Alexis!
After we went back to our hotel, we had to fucking Jacob. We went back to the hotel. We brought them along, and we said, "Okay, we're gonna go in and clean up the chaos that we left it in." We do. They come in, and Chess or Jacob tells us while they were waiting out there. Jacob says they're gonna diddle.
Just imagine it in that voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, while we're outside.
They're gonna diddle.
It must be a special experience hearing it live, like right in front of you, instead of like a Skype call. You hear it in Jacob quality. Oh, great.
Well, plus it's going to be nagging at Phil Aqua Member 6, so want a diddle?
You want to diddle? In Jacob's voice.
Diddle.
No.
But we're back in the hotel, and I don't know how this happened, but we just started joking that a lamp was Alexis, so now we have a lampsis.
And it's Chess's wife. She's married to Alexis.
That sounds like.
I don't know.
That sounds like.
Oh, it's funny.
That itself was funny, but this whole time, Jacob's kind of like us, in that he didn't get a lot of sleep, so he's tired drunk through the whole thing, and an hour and a half of nonstop Jacob just on fire, saying the most insane shit. One of the videos that I recorded kind of messed up, but so I'm gonna have to fiddle with it. But I want you guys to see everything.
Diddle with it, if you will.
You guys need to see everything. Tired drunk Jacob is amazing. And I remember Chess, once Jacob had gone out of a call in the group chat, Chess was just like, I cannot imagine a full weekend of Jacob. Well, you know what? Fuck you, Chess. It was amazing.
It was wonderful. Oh my god. It was wild to say the least.
It was a train wreck. It was incredible.
It was like he was drunk that first night.
Yeah. It's like he keeps hurting himself. He goes into the closet and just locks himself in there.
With no warning.
No warning. He goes into, like, he starts doing this joke commercial or something with a cup, and he drinks out of the cup and he realizes it's cloudy.
He's bitching about the cloudy water the whole time.
The cup of water. It's cloudy.
And like he's like, if you spill the water on the floor, you throw your jacket down, you still got a stain, but your jacket's dry. And then it's like, and another thing, and then he walks into the closet. And he tried crawling under the bed.
And he got stuck.
Yeah, and then he pressured Chess to try and crawl under the bed, and she got stuck even worse than he did.
She convinced him to get under the bed. So she goes under the bed and just like, Jacob, I take it back.
She's like, I'm stuck, you need to help me, and he has to lift the bed off her.
She's so thin. How could she get stuck?
I don't know. She's smaller than Jacob, but she got stuck worse. I think it's because she tried to, I don't know, turn around.
I think it's because
underneath.
she's
Oh, Chess.
We're not going to spoil everything that happened. It's like an hour and a half, and it's all
it's
funny.
Great. I need to watch it again.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh. So the next day, Anime Boston finally happens. We go around, buy some stuff. We got to meet Katie Tiedrick of Awkward Zombie. She was super friggin' nice.
She was really, really nice.
Like, I was kind of like, do you mind signing this? It's like, dude, I'll draw in it. I get her to do 3 different drawings. For my book, she put in a little link. For Olivia's, she put in a tingle, which looks hilarious.
It's great.
And we got one for Yoshi, and she put in a Yoshi looking really fucking stupid. But it's great.
It's a little Yoshi doodle I got. I'm like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. And I'm like, oh my god, she fucking drew a Yoshi.
Perfect.
I'm so upset because I went through that book in like a day.
Yeah.
And then you bought the 3 books and it came to $60, and then you got a pin, it was $61, and she got very confused by that apparently with the change. So she just gave you the pin for free because she didn't want to deal with the change.
It's just $19, Katie.
She's like, $60, $61. It's a lot of dollars. Wow. Here, just take the pin. It's okay.
She's really hyper, but she's super nice.
Oh, she's really nice.
On the next day, I decided I am wearing a dress, goddammit. So I wear like my best super sexy black dress, got some black leggings, I'm looking great. It was windy and cold as shit out.
But you looked wonderful.
But I looked hot as hell. Jacob, he was pissed. He forgot to get anything, so Chess lent him a skirt. He looked really good too.
And I was wearing my long flowy skirt. My long flowy flower one.
And you looked good as well. We were meeting leave that day, so I sent him a text warning we might look fabulous.
And then he was upset that he wasn't dressed as wonderfully as the rest of us. But he did have a very snazzy hat.
He looked very dapper.
We all got hugs because of our skirts.
Oh yeah, that was later in the night. It was someone in the artist out. Yeah. So yeah, we decided to go fabulous shopping. And the eeriest thing to me is how no one gave a shit. Like, I kind of expected someone to point out, like, I can't hide my voice. I look pretty feminine, but I can't talk it. So, like, Well, we went to the GameStop in the mall, and go figure, he wouldn't really care. He's probably seen quite a few cross dressers or what have you go into the con, and I got a shit ton of games then, including Dark Souls.
Yeah, you spent like $200 on games.
I did not expect it to cost that much. Then I told Lee, we need to find some record stores around here, damn it. So then we ended up going on the subway, and we go a good bit out of the Boston city limits, and still nobody gave a shit. We only got a handful of CDs and things, but it was pretty cool. I said it was also fucking cold. And later on in the night, I was like, okay, I'm putting on some actual pants now. We got home late at night before it was before we were to go out for dinner, and we decided to have some fun. I had bought Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes and decided I was going to play it in the hotel. I brought my PS3. I would play it for the first time. We would have some fun over it. And Lee, jerk that he is, he bought Jacob two CDs that Jacob absolutely hates.
Well, he didn't really buy them. They just sort of came through.
Oh, yeah, at his work.
Yeah. He's like, everything Jacob loathes. It's excellent.
One was a Megadeth album. I think it's like their most recent one, and it's crap. And another, an album by Falling in Reverse. So I'm playing Ground Zeroes. I have Lee recording us. Jacob just starts reading Falling in Reverse lyrics, and that juxtaposition of me fucking around in Metal Gear Solid and these really horrible pandering to tweens shit lyrics.
God, they're awful. They were so bad.
It was so funny. It was so great.
Laughably awful.
And like right in the middle of all of it, I'm just dicking around and I accidentally keep getting caught because of it.
Didn't the guy have just the booklet was just a bunch of pictures of his face looking in black and white, looking really pretentious?
Yeah, like he is so damn serious.
And then he's got like a tattoo of a shark on his head.
Yeah.
Or something. Or he had it shaved into his hair or something. It's ridiculous.
That will also be in the videos.
Oh, that's good.
The next morning is the last day of Boston, Sunday. We go out for breakfast.
At Thornton's.
Yes, at Thornton's. And everyone was joking that I owned it. And I'm like, I'm not getting money from it.
I'm broke!
We had fun just talking at that. And I think either the night before or earlier in that day, Olivia had bought a little alpaca with a hat.
I have it with me right now.
She calls it Hatpaca. It makes her turn into a 9-year-old.
He's got a hat.
And then we just, after breakfast, we just sit around in the mall outside the train station.
Being sad
that we have to leave. We actually ended up overshooting a good time to go to the airport because I ended up making Olivia late. And I'm really fucking sorry about that.
I don't care. It's alright. I got in like just as they closed the doors to the plane. But I don't care. I gotta spend more time with you, so.
Love you.
Love you too.
Well, I totally have a girlfriend.
But it just occurs to me we were just sort of sadly making out while Lee and Chess sat there. while Chess ate a cupcake and Lee filmed.
The thought of sadly making out is the most hilarious.
He just gave it like, I love you. Oh, I'm so cute. I have a girl.
I'm totally laughing at the sadly making out thing because I just imagine.
We're in the corner sadly making out while Chess eats a cupcake and Lee films us. And we're.
Sonic!
And Jacob had a tipping backpack that he was playing with.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what happened on Sunday.
It was a great weekend.
It was.
It was such a good weekend that when we got home, like we were talking to each other how having to go back to school just felt so damn hollow. Like we did not belong back here just yet.
Yeah. It's just like everything was really, really awesome, and it just came to a screeching halt the second you get back.
Yeah.
It's just
very quickly.
Yeah. And then I got really sick because I went from like +5 weather to -15 weather.
And plus, you probably caught the con germ, which is really easy to do. I've been to like 3 cons, and only one of them did I come back not sick from.
But we had a good time. It did make me realize that if we do go back to Boston next year, which I fully intend to do, maybe we shouldn't go to Anime Boston necessarily. So I kind of tossed around the idea, asked a few people, and they encouraged it. Next year, we're thinking more of going to PAX East, which
Is that in Boston?
That is in Boston. And,
Oh.
And everyone says, yeah, the convention is better, the panels are better, the guests are better.
The only issue I see with that is that the tickets go out a lot faster and they sell out.
Yeah, they do.
You gotta prepare way in advance.
I guess we'll see, but we're leaning much more to that. If anything, we're going back to Boston next year anyway.
I was just more upset because like I knew like more people were going, but then like the real kicker for me was like during after my computer hard drive lockup that I got the check and I'm like, wow, I have now I can go to Boston when it's over.
Oh, Yoshi.
I'll just show up on day 4 and there's nobody there. Hey, who's ready to party?
We could just go to Boston next year and hang out in a hotel room for 4 days.
Might as well.
Yeah. It was the most fun. And just listen to Jacob go on and on.
It's kind of funny because like the whole Anime Boston thing is like it's just like one of those ideas where you like say with your friends like, oh yeah, we're all gonna totally do it, and like you never do it, and like this actually happened and now it's like an annual thing.
Yeah. It's actually because like a year ago I probably would have never gone on a trip by myself. This was the first time I've ever done it because I get really anxious in big crowds, especially when I'm alone. So. But I did it, and I did a lot better than I thought I would, so I'm proud of myself.
Because you had me. A lot more people are thinking of going to Boston next year, just in general. I think John mentioned it. Yoshi, I do encourage you to save a bit of that money, or if anything, actually make some reservations or something ahead of time.
Well, if I have money, because right now I think I have like 640, and I haven't touched it yet.
That'll definitely cover the hotel cost, if anything.
I hope, because like the only reason why I didn't go, like, was it, I think 2013 and both this year, was because like the prices for the motel went way the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
And like in 2012, I literally lost every cent trying to get fucking home. So if I were to go again, I don't think I'd even make it to half the places, or I'd be sleeping in a box. Then again, I'm poor. I could probably just like I'll be fine, but whatever.
I will have a lot more shifts at work and a lot more time to save up money, so I should be a lot more prepared for next year, so that's good. Because I just sort of invited myself to Boston in, like, November. It's like, hey, I'm coming. Hey, I'm mooching off your hotel room.
I offered that.
I know.
Actually, I never mentioned this, but the Boston trip was one of the reasons I actually asked you to be my girlfriend in the first place. Because over time from talking to you, I kind of started developing feelings, and I realized if we're going to be staying in the same hotel, this shit needs to actually come out.
Yeah. A lot of my friends like Kaylee's like, you're going to be in a hotel room with him. You're not going to tell him? Like, don't move! Because I'm a coward, but...
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I wouldn't mind like having the con in a different place because my brother like we were making plans of maybe going to Comic-Con in New York here, but like he was like I want to go, like, oh why not, it's gonna be awesome. He's like, well, it's New York, and I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm like, okay, that's a good point, and we did get lost there, but still Comic-Con, man. And then
you get lost everywhere from the sounds of it, though.
I just followed Austin around Boston. So rhymes.
And you did get lost in.
Oh, Travis.
I said the only.
I was by myself.
I said the only way we could do that with me is if we ever went to Bolivia for whatever reason. That's only because it's my name with a B at the beginning.
Yeah, that's what I said. Oh, Olivia, you should know how Bolivian, don't you? yeah, like I was saying, I'd be totally cool with like going to, like, we don't have to go to like Boston. It could be anywhere.
Yeah.
I
From
mean,
Canada.
I'm pretty sure I could probably like I'm 20 now, so I'm totally all right with like going alone. But my brother would probably end up coming with me anyway. He's like my travel partner, I guess.
I, yeah, we can think about going to a different place. I mostly prefer Boston because a lot of the people are in the central and east coast, so they don't have to go too far. It's mostly just me, and that and some of the shit that we get up to, they're probably a lot more tolerant of that over there.
Next time I'm probably just gonna go drive to the States and take a airplane from the States to wherever we're going because it's a hell of a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
You flew further than me and your ticket cost less.
My ticket cost, I think, half yours.
Yeah, it did. My ticket cost like close to $800.
Oh, Canada fees.
Oh, Canada.
Jeez.
Your taxes are bullshit.
So if you ever come to Canada, just fly to North Dakota and we can come pick you up or whatever.
And flying North Dakota is probably pretty cheap because it's just like, wait, you actually want to fly here? I mean,
It was not cold there.
Texas could be interesting. Ashley lives there, so
and I live there.
Ah!
Yay! Akon is like 30 minutes from where I live.
let's go to TravisCon. Yeah.
Though Austin and Jacob probably couldn't get away with wearing skirts in Texas.
You'd be surprised.
No?
In Dallas, maybe. Isn't that one of the more rural areas?
Yeah, Dallas is a pretty liberal area.
Oh.
I mean, you might see. I mean, it's probably there's a chance you might see someone, but I mean, it's one of those things that there's such a minority.
I asked my brother, like, hey, why don't we go to like friggin' Texas? And he's like, there are hurricanes there. We're gonna die. Like,
wait,
Hurricane?
He says like Texas is filled with hurricanes and shit. Like, wait, that doesn't make. He's like, we're gonna die on the plane. No, we're not.
Texas, it's full of tumbleweeds. We can't go.
And I'm like, what? Are you sure we're thinking of the same place? I'm like, they all don't have 10-gallon hats and horses. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hurricanes out of all the storms they could have picked.
I think he said either hurricanes or tornadoes. Something ridiculous where I'm like, no, they don't.
Well, we have tornadoes, but they.
Yeah, that's what it
is.
was.
Like, it's more likely than tornadoes than anywhere else.
That's what
we have tornadoes.
He's like, we're gonna die if we go to Texas. We're not going to Texas.
Snake's gonna.
And I'm like, fuck it, I'll go by myself then.
Gonna end up wandering the desert for miles and miles.
Hey, Texas is in the middle of everyone too. Everyone's gonna fly the same distance. That's one nice thing about living in Texas, that flying to places is usually the same cost in every direction.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe we'll think about that. Probably not this year though. We used all our money.
Yeah.
Got no money.
I'm in negative dollars.
Sorry.
Negative loonies, toonies.
It's fine. I regret nothing.
Moving on, we've got a few things coming up. Next, I want to get started on SFA 21 as the next bridging project. Hopefully we can get that by the end of the month. After that, this is a question for Travis and or Yoshi, like depending on which one we go with. Would you rather work on Tamers of Bridge 2 or Jetters 7?
I think Tamers needs an update. I mean, as much as I like working on Jetters, Tamers, just has one episode right now. So.
Yeah, my vote goes for Tamer.
Okay.
Plus, that was an amazing pilot. I'd love to see where it goes. and I'd kill for more Davis.
Of course he will.
Anybody have crispy?
Beans and cornbread.
Beans and cornbread. Now, for questions. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask them. We've got a few lined up already. Heroic Lemon asked, is Olivia going to play anyone in SFA?
What?
Yeah, you don't really have a good microphone for that right now, babe.
No.
So, nothing planned right now.
You can draw. That's something none of us can do.
I have a skill.
Well, Tempe can draw too.
Me and Tempe can go draw in the corner.
Oh yeah, Travis, by the way, Tempe's upset because you removed her from contact.
Did I do what?
You removed Tempe from your Skype contact, and she's like, "Wow, I guess me and Travis aren't friends anymore."
Oh shit! Well,
Travis!
okay. Interesting enough, I did clean up, and she probably changed her name to one I didn't recognize, so I took
That's
her
what
off.
I told her. She's like, he probably hates me.
Oh, no. I had like 500 contacts. I'm like, shit, I don't talk to 450 of them.
What is his Skype name now? I gotta check.
Right now, it's Teddy.
Oh,
Teddy,
okay.
Teddy, you can add me back. I'll accept it. I didn't mean to take you off.
The thing was, Teddy was like, maybe he secretly hates me. Like you and Thor laughed at a joke I made, and then he was like, "Oh, I have some competition," and then he just
What the fuck?
And I'm like,
how dare anyone be funny too?
And I'm like, Teddy, you're so stupid. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he doesn't hate you.
Stupidest ass reason too. Someone else laughed at a joke that wasn't mine. How dare they?
I'm pretty sure Teddy's just kidding.
You need to go crawling back on your hands and knees, Travis. I'm sorry. Take me back.
That guys. I'll stand outside your window with a boombox. I can change.
Let's see. Someone asked, "Do you think you can add subtitles to the episodes?" No.
Why?
There's something called YouTube annotation.
Yeah, isn't there like a YouTube caption option that automatically does that? I mean, if it doesn't work all that well, but it does it.
It does lead to hilarious results at the very least.
Like I know I saw a Japanese video and it worked pretty well, but other than that, I don't know.
Also, don't you guys just post the scripts?
Yeah, we post the scripts now anyway.
Yeah.
Not that anyone actually knows we have a website, despite me putting it fucking everywhere.
By the way, he has a website, guys.
I noticed.
We do podcast relatively frequently now. We're getting back into it. Someone still asked, "I didn't know you guys were doing more SFA."
But okay.
Zillow13 asked, "What about West Coast cons?" That does leave less for me to travel, but
Anime Expo is pretty outrageous. I've been to that.
where's that?
Where's Otacon?
Otacon is in... Oh, shit. I think it's the East Coast, I know.
My deal is, it's still more, I'm not going to a place for the con, it's for friends.
Yeah.
One, I think that'd be pretty cool if we could go to MagFest, Music and Video Game Festival. I think that'd be awesome.
That would be pretty cool.
Because that's best of both
Ooh.
worlds right there.
Those are the two things we actually give a shit about.
Where would that be?
I don't know. Because I know some of a pal of mine, I have like a whole bunch of friends, that they went there, and I'm like, fuck you, you bitch, you had fun, I didn't.
Is it in Canada?
No!
Damn it!
What? Canada? You mean Canada land? No.
Canada, of course it's Canada land.
Yeah. That was a stretch. We don't get anything good up
Hey,
here.
that's not. Hey, the prices ain't too bad. 60 for fucking full 4 days.
What?
Sounds good to me.
Awesome.
MagFest. When's the new one? When's the next
Where?
one? Okay, it already happened this year because it happened in January. January 2nd. That is in Washington.
State?
Wow.
Oh no! Hang on. I saw DC and I'm like, oh, there, but no, it's Maryland. Maryland.
Okay.
That's very far away from Washington. I'm just gonna say that.
Well, it's just like the Google thing is like it said experience DC, and I immediately clicked to Washington DC. Oh shit, we're going to MagFest next time. That's easy as shit for me to get to. Make it easy for me.
That's all I'm saying.
I need to look where Maryland is on a map.
It's like literally like a state or two.
It's next.
All your states look the same.
No, mine is the pregnant lady. That's seriously what it's known for.
I thought it was the Garden State.
How far is it from Massachusetts? I don't know states by location.
New England is a pretty, well, the states are all really small, so it's not bad.
It's in New England, though.
Let me see.
Well, it's right there next to Washington, D.C.
I can probably hack that.
Yeah.
January 2nd, though. That's
Yeah, that's really literally right after New Year's. So you better not be drunk.
No money for Christmas.
Hey, you want to go to MagFest next year?
Bro, Arnold's not that far.
Yeah, it's 3 hours. Just looked it up.
Uh-huh.
And
What time next year?
I don't think they have a thing, but MagFest. Everybody, it's Crazy
special
Ted. Everybody say hi.
Hi!
Vector!
Crazy Ted's been gone forever, but yeah, he's back.
Yeah,
that's fine.
we were just talking about Anime Boston, and now we're like talking about new places we could go to, and MagFest seems pretty cool.
That's not that far.
Yeah, I don't know if they have any dates yet, though. I don't think they do.
Alright, we'll see what happens. If I could have tried to scratch something up so we could ride again. Well, I'm not that far off. MVP's is hiring, so just gotta make like $1,000.
Yeah, and I already have 640, but I don't know how long it'll last me.
How about not gonna last?
Yeah, it's not gonna last me.
Fact his dream got crushed because of mom's.
Okay.
Alright, buddy.
Alright. He calls himself Fat Kid in first person when everything goes wrong for him. But yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah, we'll actually consider MagFest next year then. Let's see, PT Prona asks, thoughts on Metal Gear Rising?
It was a lot of fun.
I haven't played it, but my brother has it.
I love the soundtrack. It's great for working out with, and jogging and running really fast. I mean, it's a platinum game. You have to kind of take it with a grain of salt for how zany it is. But if you can get past the zaniness, because it's very zany, it's a tightly controlled action game, and I've always been really good at tightly controlled action games. It's reminded me a lot of a Ninja Gaiden, just a lot more blocking. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I might play it through because I'm really actually pretty good at it.
I'd be down for that. I actually did notice about the soundtrack. I thought I should hate it, but I kind of like it.
I could hear why you might not like it just based on the music type, but it's very fitting. Plus, it really does pump you up, which is perfect for a game like that.
Zillow13, will you make a Guerrero t-shirt and wear it to a con? We actually did, but the service that would have made it said we can't put copyrighted characters on it, and that's the only way we could make the shirt, so no.
Are artists rendering of characters like that allowed in a shirt?
Not from the company that was going to make it.
About to say, how the fuck is 4-Star making money?
That's a different company.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they're RoboShark or something.
That they don't actually make money from it. It goes to charity.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay, I'm reading this forum on MagFest. They're thinking of a few weeks after New Year's.
Oh, that's even better for us then.
That is better. It gives you time to actually make money after Christmas.
Yeah, right? Like, well, if you have 5 cents, go!
Of course, I might be afraid it can be freezing cold there. I'm like, balls! Oh, God, I'm so cold.
And they'll be like, Travis, you're from Hotland, I'm not.
It gets cold here, too. It's just... our weather's fluctuating as shit.
And I'll just laugh maniacally.
And you're like in a t-shirt and
wearing a skirt, like, pussies, whatever.
It's April and there's still snow. Like, there's barely any grass to be seen, and it makes me so sad.
I remember when a couple of my Canadian friends showed up to Texas for what I had to call Traviesta, which is like my own little con. And they were like, yeah, it's only like, it's not that cold there. I'll just wear shirts and t-shirts. They were wearing sweatshirts and things like that. I was like, haha, liars.
Traviesta.
Funimation dropped Sergeant Frog because nobody was buying the DVDs.
Way to go.
Thanks, guys.
And we put a support message in every episode.
And you know, if they didn't drop it, they probably would have caused you to drop your channel way sooner, so there is something good come out of that, I suppose.
Funimation, die for our bridge. Okay.
Good, even trade.
I think Bridge is better anyway.
It honestly is.
It is.
It was cool when I first started, and then I saw the original, and I'm like, oh, it's like Shin-Chan, where they just make shit up the whole time.
I tried getting back into watching it. I still haven't watched all of the Season 3 DVDs, but then I just realized I don't like Keroro. He's the main character. If I don't like Keroro, it's hard to enjoy a series based around him.
You like your asshole character?
I like our bigger asshole Keroro, because he's unsympathetic, but at least he's actually fucking funny.
But to be fair, he's like that in the original show, too. He's just a giant ass clown. And there's, like, no reason for it. He just is.
Full of Gundam references.
The series would be over if Guro just shot him in the head and left it.
Like, the manga leads towards that too, but at least the manga is enjoyable, and it's so different from the show, it's not even funny.
Which is a good thing. It's not funny at all.
It's a good... Oh yeah, the Caro reboot. Every episode's 5 minutes long. And, like, so far there's been 2 episodes. They just took the first episode and, like, split it in 2 parts.
So wait, they're redoing the whole series?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a continuation, but it looks like the manga, which is neat. But first 5 minutes... Okay, first episode, 5 minutes. It's the dream sequence. Second episode, 5 minutes. They catch Caro and they go off to school. And then that's it.
Lame.
So I don't know if they're going to go through every single episode and shorten them. Because in the opening, I'm assuming that's not what they're doing, because in the opening they have a new character who's in the manga, which we will never get, because that company went down to shit. And he's like new Caro, and he's like supposed to be like a better version of Caro. I don't know if he's like some kind of biological experiment or something, because he's green, he doesn't look like the other Coronians. I don't know if he even is one. And like he has the Caro ball thing on his wrist. And he kind of seems like a Mega Man, to be a Mega Man version of the frogs, and he was able to shapeshift into the other versions. So I don't know if they're gonna kill the old characters, which I wouldn't mind missing them. So if they're gonna die and he becomes the main character, then Sergeant Frog, I guess.
Who are your favorite characters in Sergeant Frog? I really like Guro and the narrator.
I like the DVD player because I actually didn't put one in.
I like the narrator. The narrator's pretty funny.
I always thought Koyuki was cute, but like they never really did much with her.
They forget she's a character sometimes.
It's kind of like she's just there so Doro is someone to talk to.
Like it's hard to be like, oh man, I fucking love Caro when I don't. Like if we're talking the abridged, he still isn't my favorite character, and I voice him. He's the only one I voice. Fucking Sam Speed outclasses him, and he's only been in like 2 minutes compared to Carol's like, I don't know, 3 hours.
I gotta go fast.
Who's apparently haunting Travis.
Ah.
Boo. I mean like ghost car.
He doesn't haunt my house, he haunts my car.
Vroom vroom, huh?
And watches you have very awkward sex in it.
By the way, your car doesn't pass expiration. Shame on you.
Okay, here's the thing about Caro in the original series. It's okay to be an unsympathetic main character in a series, but you need to be actually fucking funny. Like, if he was kind of like a Basil Fawlty character where he kind of ruins what he's trying to do while trying to accomplish something, it would be okay, but he ruins everything that goes on around him when it's going well. He's the reason everything goes to shit, and he never gets his comeuppance.
It's not funny, it's frustrating.
Exactly.
The only comeuppance he gets is that he gets beat up a lot, and even that gets played out after a while. It's like, oh boy, he got hit again.
He gets beat up, still nothing happens. It goes right back to him fucking everything up the next time. He needs to go the way of Putata. That's what happens.
Well, I guess I'm out of usefulness.
It needs to be a slower death, though.
No, it needs to happen instantaneously.
Yoshi, would that be the voice you give regular series Caro? Ben?
Sure, why not? I have an idea to take over the... Well, I'm glad I'm not that guy. Right, guys? We still hate you. I know. A lot of people seem to like the improv I did with when Doro showed up. He's like, Doro, bro! Don't call me that. No!
Guys, we wrote all of the lines in the series and we voiced them. We don't need to have them written back to us.
Oh yeah, somebody asked, what's the status of Bioshock and Majora? We're probably still on pause.
No, I got 2 parts recorded that we still need to record for, so I'm caught up on lists on that. I need to actually record more Sleeping Dogs than anything.
Yeah, we just need to send Yoshi the previews again.
Yep.
I still need to draw Crow Cop.
Didn't we record one part of Sleeping Dogs that's already done, though? I think it was 6?
Yeah, they're all up.
Okay.
That's not it. Oh yeah, that's it.
Oh, cool. I think.
Um,
And this is what I think it is, and it came really fucking fast. No, it's not a bomb. It would have it's too small.
What?
Now you got them words.
Just casually, is it a bomb? Well, how'd you know?
Were you expecting one?
No. It's just I got a package right now, and I'm like, is this what I think it is? Let me open it. And we're going to have a live package opening from Yoshi.
It's Taco Bell.
It's from Amazon. And it's what I think it is, and that was fucking fast. That was fucking fast. I got picked in 3.
I bought that 2 days ago. Nice.
Yeah, and you said, oh, expect it like what? Like end of next week?
Yeah, late next week.
It's 2 days. Here you go. Sweet. I have 2 Wii U games. Oh man, I don't know which one to play first. Do I play it now?
Well, Wind Waker HD, I want you to play that first time in a stream.
Guess I'm playing Pikmin 3 first.
Left or right-handed? Why does it matter?
Okay, let me.
Left.
Blah blah blah.
I don't have hands.
I use my feet.
Yeah, I draw with my mouth.
Yes, you do.
Oh, winky.
So yeah,
face.
tell me that's the end of the.
Yeah, I think we're done.
End with that shit. Now I just want to leave. Oh god.
All right, everyone. That's it for the Midnight Frogs podcast. Thanks for listening.
Cry.